Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Tuesday the 23rd of January 2024, the year of 1 million transactions per second or more. Buy BSV.live, probably the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online, the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Let's get into it. So let's start off with a little bit of 365 days of Bitcoin history, almost coming up to 3 months I've been doing this, loving this. Only 4 more quarters to go and that is the entire year completed. So on today, on 23rd of January 2015, was day 7 of the Silk Road trial. And here it says, here's the secret Silk Road journal from the laptop of Ross Ulbricht. Ulbricht's full journal and logbook, the most damning piece of evidence that would be used to convict him. Let's see if I can actually get a little bit of this. Here we go. Here's the secret Silk Road journal from the laptop of Ross Ulbricht. Oh, I can't see it all. As the saga of the Silk Road has unfolded over the last 4 years, everyone has an opinion about the unprecedented billion-dollar online narcotics bazaar, from press to politicians to prosecutors. Even the pseudonymous mastermind of the site, the Dread Pirate Roberts, gave an interview and posted many thousands of words to the Silk. Let's see what we got here. Mastermind gave an interview and posted many thousands of words to the Silk Road Users Forum. The one voice that has been missing, however, is that of Ross Ulbricht, the 30-year-old Texan, accused of actually running the site from behind the Dread Pirate Roberts mask. So that's all we've got from Wired, but I have found this one from Vice. That is quite good. So let's see what they got here. So it says, Silk Road journal found on Ulbricht's laptop. Everyone knows too much. Several years of entries recounting the creation and rise of the underground drug market were entered into evidence today. On Wednesday, prosecutors in the Silk Road trial began to lay out the wealth of evidence found on the laptop taken from accused kingpin Ross Ulbricht when he was arrested in San Francisco Library in October 2013. That is another date I shall have to add to the history books here. The evidence presented by prosecutor Timothy Howard was the most comprehensive and damning thus far, including more than 1,000 pages of chats between the site's pseudonymous operator, Dread Pirate Roberts, and Silk Road administrators. Also entered into evidence was a journal that dates back to at least 2010, describing the creation and operation of the site. Oh my goodness me. FBI computer scientist Thomas Kernan, the second witness in the trial, testified about the day Ulbricht was arrested and the evidence gathered from his laptop. Quote here, we waited for an opportunity to arrest the defendant with his laptop open to avoid encryption. Kernan said, showing photos he took of Ulbricht's seized Samsung laptop screen on the day of his arrest. The photos showed Ulbricht was logged into the Mastermind Administrator panel as the Dread Pirate Roberts, also known as DPR. However, Howard then began to ask Kernan about the flood of evidence seized from the computer, including spreadsheets detailing Silk Road's assets, scanned images of legal identification for various administrators of the site, the pretty good privacy, public and private keys associated with DPR, a backup of the Silk Road website saved as a PHP files, weekly activity reports, and more. One folder on the laptop also included an application for a form of paid citizenship for the Caribbean island of Dominica, filled out with Ulbricht's personal information, including his address, email, phone number, and relatives' names. The journal and chats found on the laptop painted a picture of both a naive and brazen budding black market mastermind. This whole thing has been on a wing and a prayer. This is a quote here. This whole thing has been on a wing and a prayer, he wrote at one point. Besides basic PHP and HTML, I've learned everything on the fly. Early in Kernan's testimony, he read from Ulbricht's alleged journal a description of the site's origins. Quote here, I began working on the project that had been on my mind for over a year. An entry from 2010 said, the idea was to create a website where people could buy anything anonymously with no trail. The entry then described how, after announcing Silk Road on some Bitcoin forums and elsewhere online, more and more people began to sign up. Ulbricht allegedly rented a cabin in Texas to grow the first product sold on the site, 10 pounds of psychedelic mushrooms. My first order, I'll never forget it, he said. I was so excited I didn't know what to do with myself. After the infamous Gawker article, he said, referencing a 2011 article about Silk Road, the site became more and more popular. Quote, Silk Road will become a phenomenon, Ulbricht allegedly wrote in his journal. People will ask me about it, not knowing I was the creator. He described the struggle of keeping the site secret while working on another job and maintaining a relationship with his girlfriend. At one point, Ulbricht allegedly wrote, he partly confessed his secret to someone named Jessica. Everyone knows too much, damn it. I felt compelled to reveal myself to her. She knows I work with Bitcoin, which is terrible, he wrote. Everyone knows too much, damn it. In 2011, Ulbricht allegedly wrote that he planned to expand Silk Road into a brand people can trust and rally behind. A journal entry outlined plans for a Silk Road chat with Silk Road exchanges, Silk Road credit unions, Silk Road marketplace, everything. The journals and chats outlined an ongoing struggle to try and do good while running an underground drug venture. In one 2012 chat, DPR debated with another administrator over whether the sale of cyanide on Silk Road should be restricted. Ultimately, he decided to allow it, saying, "We want to err on the side of not restricting things. Is it a black market, right? Question mark." In another chat, Silk Road employee expressed worry about large money prize being given to a vendor with a known heroin addiction. That's true. He's been trying to quit, but Silk Road made it kind of tough. The admin said, "Fuck, what are we going to do?" DPR replied. "Should have thought more carefully about dropping $4,000 on an addict. Maybe our next prize will be 3 months in rehab." I guess that was a kind of sarcastic quip there. Records found on the laptop showed DPR paid employees anywhere between $900 and $2,500 a week to help operate the site. One employee asked how to convert the payment directly, to which DPR replied, "I would avoid Mt. Gox if possible." In one early ironic exchange, the Dread Pirate Robert sought to assuage the worries of the user, Scout, who was in the running to become an administrator but had doubts about getting found out. When you look at the chances of us getting caught, it's pretty small. The way I look at it is risk reward, DPR wrote in the chat. Put yourself in the shoes of a prosecutor trying to build a case against you. What evidence would they have? Sure, someone could stand behind you without you realising it, but when you look at the chances of getting caught, it's pretty small. In his opening statements, Joshua Drattel, Ulbricht's lawyers, said he will be able to explain everything that was found on the laptop. If the evidence found on Ulbricht's computer does, as the defence argues, belong to Ulbricht, it appears that he acted as his own worst enemy, laying out all of the evidence against himself in a handily labelled files and folders and documenting every step in his journal. Yeah, because he was obviously proud of what he'd done. I imagine someday I will have a story to write about my life, and it would be good to have a detailed account of it, Ulbricht allegedly wrote. The public pretty good privacy key for DPR was saved as DPR key. The private key was saved in a separate folder named Keys in a file named Silk Road ASC. The site logo, a green camel, was saved as logo high-res. As promised, the prosecution showed a screenshot of the registration information from silkroadmarket.org, the name Richard Page next to a folder found on Ulbricht's computer called aliases that listed the same name and information. Kernan's testimony will likely continue for another couple of hours on Thursday, according to prosecutors, after which the defence will have its chance to rebut the evidence in its cross-examination. Epic is all we can say to that one. Oh, goodness me. Right, so that's your daily bit of 365 history. So let's have a look at what is going on in the markets today. Oh my goodness me, look at that. So Bitcoin taking a tumble to $68, but also BCore, or Corecoin, whatever you want to call it, Segwit protocol, also taking a tumble. Look at that. What was all this excitement about an ETF? Remind me again. What a joke. B crash. What a joke. Fisher Price cash. Who cares? But let's have a look at the fundamental figures here. So block size is still 90%, so huge amounts of data flowing through onto the network, but only 27% of the overall transactions. So that means the transaction sizes are absolutely massive. So let's see who's mining what. A mix of TAAL and unknown miners here. Mining Dutch with a 28 megabyte block, but TAAL with 136, 182. TAAL with all these big blocks here, 249, 208, 211. 420, almost half a gigabyte there. And unknown with the relatively small blocks there, maybe sort of trying to squeeze mining Dutch out of shitcoining and actually produce big blocks. That is what I suspect. Profitability is down. We'll have a look to see what the hash rate has done actually. So What's hash rate? That's gone up a bit. 0.39. That's almost 0.4. And B crashed from 0.89%, but obviously they've got the price to sustain it there of $225. But hash rate catching up there. All right, let's see what's going on. 5.3% more profitable to mine on Core Coin. I wonder if that's because more miners have maybe joined the Bitcoin network. So other miners, look at that, absolutely chomping away at B crash there. My goodness me. Giving Fisher Price Cash a chance. But there we go. Look. So it looks like, is that Zulu Pool? Let's have a look. Yeah, look. Zulu Pool adding 4.8% additional hash rate onto the Bitcoin now. Wow, look at this. TAAL with 50%, Mining Dutch 9.03. So they've gone large on Fisher Price Cash. What a joke. Let's have a look at the overall hash rate here. So what's gone? Mining Dutch 0.06. TAAL is now up to 0.17. Look at that. Look at that. So TAAL has been sort of around 0.07, 0.08, and now it's 0.01. That is a huge increase in hash rate. Well, it's going to have to be done. Let's just check out the hash rate on BSV. Right. Okay. So I'm suggesting. I'm thinking that maybe now that Dutch mining has moved their hash rate onto Fisher Price Cash, the increase in this additional hash rate is coming from TAAL. By the looks of it, as I said before, this is the real hash war we are looking at. Literally, these miners will be warring it out like you've never seen before when they realise the mistake they've made. Shitcoining for all these years, not listening to Satoshi Nakamoto or reading the white paper, mining an alternative protocol that nobody knows about. Like literally, is SegWit in the white paper? No. Is replaced by fee in the white paper? No. Is child pays for parent in the white paper? No. Is a second layer completely centralized solution in the white paper? No, it's not. Does it say digital gold? No, it doesn't. Does it say store of value? No, it doesn't. Honestly, it can only be a store of value if it's useful, because if something is useful, it's valuable, and therefore it can be used as a store of value because it's useful. If something is useless, it's worthless. But you try explaining that to these BTC goons. Honestly, there's sometimes the best way you can learn is the hard way. That's the only way I can deal with the stress of this situation, thinking, look, stupid is as stupid does. Shit coiners, shit for brains, is all I can say. Got all the gear and no idea. Oh my goodness me. So that was actually really quite interesting, seeing TAAL expanding their mining operations. So the overall market cap down to 1.5 trillion. BTC taking an absolute tumbling here, down to $39,000, down from $43,000 a week ago. Down in 24 hours, down on the week as well. What's that like on the month? Down on the month. All right, there we go. So it looks like we've had a peak here on, I think that's 1st of November. No, that can't be. So that would be 11th of January. 11th of January is it looks like when it peaked. So we had the article in the South Korean newspaper coming out on the 27th of December last year. But then we've had Tether printing copious amounts, and we know where that goes. Let's go straight into BCC, trying to keep the scam alive. God, look at that volume on Binance. Dear oh dear, where's the liquidity? Oh my goodness me. Right, let's have a look at the one that we all want to look at. The genuine Bitcoin now down at $45.69. Look at, there we go. So that was 27th of December before the article came out, and then obviously the price is just people taking profits and all that kind of stuff. But mark my words, when those transactions, we're not talking like a million transactions over 24 hours. We're talking a million transactions per second. Per second. Can you imagine the block fee? Can you imagine what the block fee is going to be when you have a million transactions per second, not per hour, per second? So that is 60 million transactions a minute. Oh my goodness me. A minute. 60 million transactions a second a minute. That is just absolutely staggering. Viva la Terranode is all I can say on that one. Check this out. So this is a video that I made recently on Is Craig Right Satoshi, when he's been speaking about by Max Kaiser and Alex Jones on InfoWars. They mentioned a game show. Then he's saying, yeah, I can confirm we're going to get 1 million transactions per second, blah, 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 blah. And for those, look at that, 19,400 views. And I only made that yesterday at 5 o'clock. So that's doing that. I wonder if that had anything to do with the sell-off of BTC. Let's just have a quick, let's just have a bit of a laugh at that, shall we? Hold on. 24 hours. So at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock yesterday, and that would have been around here. Oh. So, that could have been my video. I've just started doing the rounds. Like, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, so it looks like it started dipping at 20 past 6. 20 past, actually started dipping here, really. So that was a 5:45. It was chugging on. Then it went down. Sort of price picked up again, and then it went right down. Wonder if that could have been my video. Who knows? Bit of notoriety there. So let's have a look at 24-hour. Oh, let's have a look at the actual 24-hour trade volume on Bitcoin. Is what we want. Volume 4.7. Quite healthy. But the price sort of going upsy downsies at the moment. But somebody else pointed this out. I mean, do you recognise anything about this? Check it out. So it says Gouda tulip bulbs, and it looks like the start of the tulip mania, 1st of December 1634 to February 5th 1637. So that went on for 3 years, and look at that. It officially, the bubble officially ended and popped on the 5th of February. And what do we know that is starting on the 5th of February? Like, honestly, you couldn't make it up. Check it out. Check it out. And we all know what the Tulip Trust was made for. The Tulip Trust was made to pop the largest bubble in financial history, of which BTC is, because I strongly suspect that someone knew the powers that be would corrupt it and turn it into a piece of shit, which is exactly what they've done with SegWit. This is why we call it Seg shit. So there we go. That's a quick, sort of a 18-minute show there. I hope you enjoyed it. So remember, largest court case in financial history coming up on the 5th of February 2024. Stay tuned. We'll bring you more. And until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.